Hey fam, how's it going? My name is Amy if you're joining for the first time. Either way, thank you so much for joining me while I try another tarot spread that I found on Pinterest. Really, all I'm doing is putting my own business out there. I think we can all agree on that. But maybe you'll be able to relate. Maybe it'll help bring some clarity to a situation that you're currently dealing with whenever you come across this video. And maybe you'll try it alongside me. Either way, feel free to sound off in the comments below and let me know what you think. This week, this round, we're going into the woods. Okie dokie fam. So this round, I found this pin from Lori, and you can find the tarot spread as well as others at fablesden.com. We're going to do 6 cards. And this is a story. It's almost like it was set out like a choose your own adventure in a way. That's the kind of vibe that I get from it. So number 1 will be at the edge of the woods. The spirit of the woods greets you, ready to take you on a journey. What is your purpose in entering this dream space of deep contemplation and reflection? Card 2 is the path into the woods. What will help you navigate your journey as you traverse through the moonlit paths of your innerscapes? Number 3, the wind in the trees. What are the energies that surround you? Number 4, reflections. What do you see in yourself? Number 5, relic from the forest. What is the wisdom that you must take with you when you leave the woods? And the final card, number 6, at the edge of the woods once more. How has the woods or this inner journey transformed you? Alrighty, let's get into it. I have not pre-shuffled, so I'm just going to do that. Anytime that I struggle to shuffle, if they're like sticking on each other, I gotta check it out. I just gotta. And yeah, that feels fitting for, oh my goodness. Yep, that's about right. Yep, that feels right. How about you? Moving on to new beginnings and taking our wisdom with us. As far as I'm concerned, this already looks like a spiffy path. Certainly not as clear as the well-traveled. Oh, that feels about right. Let's go ahead and cut the deck now. And reminder that card number 1 is at the edge of the woods. So what's the purpose in entering this dream space of deep contemplation and reflection? Wow. Yeah. I'm going to go with the word that's coming to mind, and that's healing. Learning how to not only get out of your own way and remember how to smell the roses and such, but if we learn who we do not wish to surround ourselves with, can we also learn to no longer be one of those inflicting wounds upon ourselves? Rewrite at dawn. All right. Number 2 is the path into the woods. What will help you navigate your journey as you traverse? Balance. Yeah, balance. That's definitely been a theme in my life lately. Not only just balance, but moderation, right? I know a lot of people, when they're getting into spirituality and divination and opening ourselves up to source or God or our innermost, whichever wording you prefer, Some people choose to stop drinking coffee or alcohol and, you know, put away the marijuana. For me, if it's of the earth, then I don't necessarily want to turn away from it, right? So I think it's more a matter for me of moderation, at least with coffee and the, you know, smokage. I quit smoking cigarettes almost a decade ago. I don't want to talk about it still. But that's, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to deprive myself. But anything in excess is bad, right? Even the good stuff, even what's supposed to be beneficial to us, right? So instead of drinking coffee all day, I just have a single cup and I call it good, right? Card number 3 shall represent what the energies are that surround you. How interesting. The vibe, though, to be fair, that I'm feeling is balance and harnessing, right? The dealing with those urges, that want for another cup of coffee, that want to, but also the loops that we can find ourselves in, right? So if we're staying in the imagery of the forest, like, I've definitely passed this tree before. This dang stump is mocking me at this point, right? The process of learning moderation, of learning balance, of learning to get the heck out of your own way, right? We're all human. We all have our own journey, our own paths. So even if we start off at the entrance together, we're going off in our own ways and we're figuring out what works for us. You know, it's okay to heed certain advice and not others because that worked for them and that's awesome. But it may not work for us, right? And figuring that out and staying true to ourselves, right? Not giving in to every single whim, not seeing synchronicities and veering toward them. Instead, being able to interpret the truth of it all, right? The encouragement of it all. That's how I feel about it anyway. You do not need to or have to agree with me with anything that I say, really. But I see you and I raise you this. Reflections. What do you see in yourself? This is going to go underneath card number 1. Oh, see, what did I say? I'm just putting my business out there. Thank you for joining me. I feel like I'm one of those who, if you were to meet me in person, you may not have any idea. I am very often feeling misunderstood. Like people make these assumptions. I mean, really, people are just making assumptions all over the place, aren't they? We project. It's what we do as humans, whether we care to admit to it or not. But this has definitely been a season, a cycle of healing. And all joking aside, because I definitely can heal through humor. I don't know about you. I feel the cycle ending, right? Like maybe there's still some ashes to kick off of my wings, you know, that have kind of been a little clinging, and I'm like, nah, get off of me. I've been removing the swords from my heart and trying to remember how to open back up again. I've been such a little hermit up here on my mountain, but at least I got Wi-Fi. Hey-o. All right, number 5, we're moving on, fam. We're moving on. The relic from the forest, okay? This is the wisdom that you must take with you to leave the woods. Here we go. For those who don't or haven't played the Final Fantasy video games, that's the music that tends to play when you win the battle, when you win that round. Rebirth. Myself, yourself. We exit this journey intact and feeling shiny and new. May we all have the rebirths that our souls are craving. The only way out is through. And this is a resurrection. I like that that's right underneath the balance. Like, it's like learning. It's like defeating those inner demons, right? And harnessing the strength needed. Like, okay, these are my lessons learned. No backseas. I figured this out and that's wisdom gained, right? That's mental clarity that we're no longer afraid of. And how has the woods or the inner journey transformed you now that we are at the edge of the woods once more? Wow. You saw me shuffle, fam. Yep. Okay. Wow. Oh, come on now. With this imagery, like, come on. I love tarot. This is why I keep playing around with it. This is why I returned. It's always this really interesting story that's able to be told, wouldn't you say? I mean, unless you're like, I'm sorry, what? Let's get some clarification. Wow, fams, talk about coming into one's own, right? I've always felt, even before I passed my, ditched my teen years, right? That sometimes we just need to cocoon ourselves. Even if sometimes that cocoon is made out of swords. And really make sure of what, like, why do I like these things? Why do I react this way? Why am I feeling like this? Why do I love like this? Why do I drop things like a hot potato like that, right? Why this particular addiction? Why is this lesson so difficult for me, right? I feel like we should do it at least once a decade. Just check in with yourself. Make sure that your spine is still enacted, that you're still secure in yourself, that you're allowing yourself to be comfortable in your own skin. Because if we're just projecting, then why put so much weight into somebody else's words? They're on their own journey through the woods, right? So, yeah. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate your time and energy. And I will see you next time. Always remember that I love you.